Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, John.
I'm so glad to see everybody here today, and I'd like to welcome you all. And some of you came a long distance, and I'm so pleased to have you're all here today. And hopefully get your questions out that you have been saving, and especially since last time. So if there are some people that had a question that didn't get asked, we're sure welcome to that right now.
John, I've got a question that both Marilyn and I would like some insight on. On New Year's Eve, and again last Saturday, we were on the beach on Puget Sound about 10:30 at night, and we saw these strange lights that seemed to be coming from the southeast toward the northwest, ascending as they went up. We're sure that they weren't, I'm sure that they weren't aircraft, but we don't really know what they are. I had a friend who said they might be fireworks. And we were wondering if these possibly were spaceships of the Ashtar Command. Can you provide us with an answer to that?
I would be glad to answer that question. Your first understanding was accurate. They were spacecraft. Fireworks would act differently than what you saw and was displayed for you. This was a special tribute. I do not want to embarrass anybody, but it was a tribute to Marilyn. And they came to bid her a welcome, and she has had some contact with Hermes on one of the spacecraft. And they are part of the Ashtar Command. And she has at various times prayed for spacecraft to be seen by her, because she says everybody else is seeing them and not her. And so we would wanted to share in her wish and prayer that we could make that possible. And she recognized them because they were the same color we showed her before. And yes, her indication was true and accurate, and I would suggest that if you were thinking of other things that they might be, that they would have performed in a little different way than what you saw. So this was truly something that you enjoyed, and I know you got pictures of the second time that you saw them. Cameras do not always do them justice, but they do show up in the pictures that the lights were there, and we were so pleased that we could provide this viewing for you in Maryland, and hope that you enjoyed our presence.
We did. I felt they were spacecraft because of the way they moved around and because of the color. So I thank you for that information, and I'm sure that Marilyn will appreciate hearing that also.
Well, it is wise to check out your information to make sure that it's accurate. So often things are misunderstood or deceptive, and I'm glad that you checked it out, Mac, and so hopefully you will enjoy what you saw.
We did. The first time they came in groups of 3 to 5, and they just kept coming. And then the second time they came singly, one at a time. It was very impressive, and that was what was on my mind, that they were Ashtar's spacecraft.
Well, there is more than one ship, the Jerusalem, that travels with Ashtar, and those were part of his command.
Thank you, John.
You're so welcome. Are there any other concerns and questions today?
How many, this is Darcy.
Yes, Darcy.
How many ships are in Ashtar's command?
Oh my, very good question. We actually have thousands of ships that are available to us, so we don't all fly at the same time. And we are on take relief, so you see it's a coming and a going and interfacing at various times. So the ones that are out and around Earth at one time can vary because of the assignments and where they're meant to patrol, so to speak, or surveillance of their duties on board. So it does vary, but we do have several thousand ships in our fleet.
Next question.
Yes.
This kind of pulled me back into the mid-70s when I was on the trip to Mexico. Actually, I was with a friend in Portland, and we wanted to consciously astral travel. And when we came back, we had been taken different directions, and everything that we wrote down was just opposite because we had gone in different directions. Can you tell me what ship I was on?
Oh my.
It was an awful big one.
Well, so many people do not understand how large they can actually be. There are whole cities on many of the spacecraft. And from a distance, you would not have thought that they would be that encompassing and magnificent in size.
It really isn't all that important, but I'm just curious since it got brought up. But the one thing that I was so impressed about was coming up the flight path into the belly of the ship were all those thousands upon thousands of little cubby holes for the little ships. That was so impressive to me.
Well, you see, we actually carry other ships on board as you're describing. And those ships can come closer and actually have landed and come in contact with people. And they are not suitable for the long distance traveling that so often we need to do from our home bases. So the smaller ships are very practical. It's like tethering from a large ship that is a vacation ship and you can't dock, so you have to come in on a smaller boat to shore. It's the same idea.
Yeah, I kind of suspected that. I mean, I was just so excited, especially to be on the main deck.
Well, that's an exciting thing that you were able to do that, and more people are going to be doing that in the near future. That will become more prevalent as people awaken, and that's what we're talking about today, is helping people to continue their growth and awaken into the masters that you are. And today we want to lead you through that, and St. Germain will give you some information about that. So thank you for coming, Darcy, and glad you are having a good experience with our spacecraft. And I know that you're a follower because I know that you're very involved with other people that channel and are very in touch with that.
I work at it, and I've had my own. I mean, I wouldn't be alive today if it weren't for you guys up there with me. Because every day you get to fly over the ocean in your car.
Well, you see, this is a good example how Spirit is with you in everything that you're doing, and how protected and aware that there is Spirit around you, so that you are safe and that you are being taken care of. Mac recently had several experiences where he became very aware of how Spirit was exactly involved with taking care of what was needed for his to get to the airport. He called it a miracle, and not to be hit by a car the next day. And so you see, Spirit works very actively around people, making sure things go just like they need to. He made it to the airport and did not miss his plane.
As you know, I have many, many stories too.
So you see, Spirit is around everyone in this room, has been moving constantly, or you wouldn't be sitting in this chair. Even on the other side, you have attendants that are there with you. So, you know, it's a matter of opening your eyes, and as you become masters, you see beyond the limits of the human eyesight, and you see beyond the fear and the emotions that have stopped and prevented your being able to see beyond into the reality of what's truly there, not this dim, dark, short little vision that you have as a human. And as you've been functioning in that smaller realm, we are helping you today to move even beyond into the higher Jacob's ladder, higher consciousness, and actually claim your mastership.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. Are there any other questions today?
I have one. This
Yes.
is Sue.
Yes, Sue.
A couple of things of interest this last week occurred, and one was a meteor that landed on Earth in Russia, and it happened at the same time as the asteroid was near our Earth. Do you see any significance that they were only hours apart where the meteor landed and the asteroid, of course, went by? And then I do have one other question, but that could be first.
All right. You see, the heavens are trying to get everyone's attention, and it was like a wake-up call for people to realize things are going on beyond their typical scope and view. And yes, this was a wonderful event to show people that there is life and activity out beyond planet Earth. And it does not have to be fearful. We can enjoy and know that we, as I was saying with Darcy, we are protected and taken care of, and all of these things will become second nature to you as you grow and understand that you always have been protected and always have been in the grace of God. It's just your consciousness that distorted that. So it's a matter of showing you more of things that are happening around to wake people up and say, my goodness, maybe there's more than what I realize. This is a huge wake-up right now for many, many people on Earth. You see, as the new consciousness, the new light, as we've talked about in past channelings, is there's more light coming to Earth now than has ever happened. The truth is coming out about the people are starting to wake up. There's more to it than what they have understood in the past or been led to believe. And they are awakening up to new sights and wonders and to start questioning. And that was part of what that was about.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What is your other question?
My other comment question is also this last week the Pope retired. And when he did retire, at that moment, it was on TV, there was a lightning bolt that came to his, where he was giving the speech. Does that have a significance for the future?
Definitely. It definitely does. I want to approach this as lovingly as possible. The Pope is well aware of many, many deceptions that have been perpetrated for thousands of years in the church. Deceitful information, misinformation, lack of information, and they have, of course, a library which they do not disclose to the general public, which many books are in there that would disclose the truth. So they have hidden the truth for many, many years. There's much more going on in the Vatican than what reaches the newspapers. It's kind of like a double-edged sword, that there's many good things that can be accomplished through religion in churches, and they provide the right and necessary ways for some people where they're at in their spiritual growth to be able to have that community. Sadly to say, there are also things going on in the Catholic Church that are far from the light of God. I want to say it as kindly as possible. There has been a petition around the various countries trying to expose some of the malfeasance that was produced on children hundreds and thousands of children in various parts of the world as a way to deplete the population that were under the care of nuns in the Catholic Church. I do want to go into the details of that at this point, but that is just one of the less than wonderful things that have been occurring in the Catholic Church. There is more and more truth to be revealed over the coming year that much has been deceived and deceptive as to what happens in, without the light of God in that church. They have provided in some cases some very wonderful sustaining faith and trust for people that that's where they were at and needed that. However, there was also an underlying element that was not of the best. And the thunderbolt was to recognize that this was changing, that there was the energy was no longer going to continue in this darker vein, that it would be released into the freedom to come out into the open and to be exposed to the mass population, that this power greater than the Catholic Church was really in charge. You see, Madame Blavatsky in her book, The Secret Doctrine, had it right. The truth is higher than religion. And there is a higher truth that is needing to be revealed, and it will gradually, many, many elements will be coming to the light of God and to the light of day for people to understand and see beyond some of the smoke screens that the church has put up. So yes, it was a very eventful day with God saying, enough is enough, you are not going to harm my children, especially those that are put in your care, to be safe and trusted with your love that was not lovingly done to them. So you see, God has his ways of balancing energy, and that was a good example. You are coming into a huge balance this coming year of more and more truth and light coming out. And that was a wonderful demonstration that God has the ability to be in charge of all, that God is bigger than any church.
Will the new pope that comes in be instrumental in bringing forth some of these truths that have been hidden from us?
I believe that is the plan. However, this is prophecy now, and you know that things can change from prophecy. There was a pope, several popes back, that really did try to expose this, and he was done away with one night with poison. He had a very short reign, so to speak. So if all goes well, that could very likely happen. We are not always there to change history. It goes the way it necessarily needs to, but that is the plan at this time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other concerns today?
I have personal concerns, not national ones.
All right.
I have had a health issue, hormone imbalance, and I've done a number of different things to try and improve it, both spiritually and physically. And I'm wondering if any of these have been helpful, and I'm wondering if there's anything else I should add to what I've been doing before I go in for another blood test in a couple months.
Vivian, you are making very good progress. You doubt and have concerns about what's going on, but you are persevering in the right direction. You are looking at the issues that are below the concerns, I know, and you are looking at holistic ways to handle these issues as the best possible and the less invasive necessary. As you continue on this path, more will be revealed as to what is instigating this imbalance. I suggest that when you go to sleep at night, to ask your angels What more can they tell you and reveal to you in the morning as you wake up of what you still need to know and understand about what your path is about? As you continue to open your eyes to new ways to balance your life because it's a hormonal type of situation, you're needing to balance your feminine and masculine sides. And so the angels can also give you more information about how you might get more answers that are relevant to your specific applications of the remedies that you are doing at this time. Also, as you are working through this, realize that the feelings that are coming up, and this is going to be addressed in a few minutes, but the feelings that are coming up from this situation, I want you to embrace them. They might feel very uncomfortable, and they might feel very out of sorts and something that you might not be very thrilled about, saying, how could this have happened? Why would I be feeling this feeling? I want to be a happier person. I want to have joy in my life. But the truth of the matter is these feelings have been stuffed for many, many years. And now that you're addressing them and you're open to replacing the old feelings with the new, healthier energy, you see they are being released. And it's actually a very healthy thing that's going on. So not to be in fear and not to be afraid of what's happening. You are transforming your energy from the darkness of your past experiences. Some call it a karma. Karma is about balance. And so you are allowing finally these feelings to surface. And it is being manifested in the physical. So it is not just a physical situation. It is manifested and caused by your consciousness inside. And the more you release those feelings with love, say thank you for the information, and I would like to let you leave and replace it with God's love and grace. As you move through identifying the feelings that are surfacing, you will find yourself healing gradually, and it is being supported by the higher energy coming in at this point. Everything is in your favor to move forward and come into healthiness. It's just a matter of your being open and honest enough to say, yes, these are part of my experience, and I am balancing it today. I am open and willing to embrace those parts of me that I need to love back into balance. So I suggest the more you love yourself and not beat yourself up would be a huge help in this transformation that you're going through. And I would like to now tell you that unless there's any other questions, that St. Germain is waiting to come in. And we are so glad that you came this afternoon, and I wish you a very pleasant afternoon in this gorgeous sunshine. It's warmer out there, and have a very lovely afternoon. And thank you for coming. Have a very good afternoon, and I wish you adieu.
Thank you for coming in, John.
Hello, everybody. I am St. Germain.
Good afternoon, St. Germain.
I am so pleased to be here today, and I know that we have a very good group today of people that have been here before, so I want to welcome you back.
Thank you.
And Patty, it is nice to see you.
Thank you.
And Sue, thank you for coming all this distance.
You're welcome.
We want to thank Matt for all his help in getting things arranged.
It's kind of a short, quick cycle today.
Well, you did it very quickly and efficiently, so thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And we want to welcome Vivian again. It's been a while, Vivian. And Darcy, I'm glad to see you back today. You are such a good supporter of this energy. We appreciate your energy in helping this to happen.
I try to do the best I can.
Well, it is so nice when we have a room full of people to help this happen. And as some of you are probably aware, is I would like to help understand and explain what a master is about, because you are all masters. If you have not come into that understanding yet, I would like to introduce that idea to you. In fact, one book that would help you to better understand your mastership may I recommend reading Masters of the Far East, The Lives and Teachings of Masters of the Far East by Spalding. It's a series of thin little books. They go quickly, but they are so profound. The information is overwhelmingly valuable, and reading it more than once is even more valuable. And as you experience that energy that is found in those books, it will help raise your consciousness. I have recommended those books to other people who have come here, and they have found huge help and changes happening because of those books. So I would like to suggest that as an option for you if you are interested. You see, so many people are on the path lately as the energy is increasing on Earth to be aware and awake of who they truly are. Everybody in this room is a light worker. You came here to open up the light, to spread the light to others. You might say the good news, to bring planet Earth back into its original plan of what it was created to be, which is fifth dimension. And through the energy becoming denser, and through the fear, the perpetuating of all kinds of entrapments that have caused the consciousness of the people on planet Earth to lower into a third dimension, which is of darkness, based in a fear mentality. You always have had that light inside of you, but most of the people were not aware of this because for various reasons you are kept very, very busy, so you do not have time to find out who you really truly are inside. It's a matter of keeping yourself fed, having a roof over your house, a roof over your head, getting yourself to places such as work to make the money to do that. And so you have been kept very busy on purpose. And all the technology that's out there has been purposely put out there, not that it can't be used for good, and with the change of energy, that the cell phones and the energy problems and all those will be transformed into healthy ways to handle those situations without the toxic ramifications that are involved with many of the technology that you are involved with today. So that will be changing. But as people are so engrossed in the cell phones and the different types of violence, movies and games and videos, and all the distractions, all the different kinds of computers and computer games that take time to play and focus on, takes your attraction away from who you are inside. And that has been perpetrated on purpose. If you have time to be leisurely in your life and reflect and get in touch with your feelings, then you would start to see past the facade and the charade that you have been living in and come out of the illusion. So today we want to share with you how we as masters can master our emotions and move out of the belief system that has kept you limited. And yes, beliefs are one way to limit your growth. Churches have done this very well by setting up their creeds and doctrine. And so when you discover that whatever you believe is still in your head, it's an intellectual part of your perception, gradually you'll start to say, I'd rather know what's in my heart, and I would like to process the feelings so I can now experience and feel my essence and be